Welcome. It's Facts You Don't Know. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more, well, and first make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything.
4-year-old Gleb groans and is capricious. We should sleep, but today he is unwell again. His nose is clogged, his wheezing is in his lungs. Maybe something else hurts, but he won't say it. Puffing for half an hour in his crib, the baby still gives up and falls asleep. We, with his mother Tanya, and not really our mother, but great-grandmother Tatiana Tikhonovna, are whispering in a small room littered with toys, books, and medications of an old officer dormitory on the edge of Zabravka in the Gomel region. A woman talks about how she lives her difficult but so necessary life. 65-year-old Tatiana Krasneko brings up a quick 5-year-old Kira and her troubled brother Gleb. Kira goes to the garden. Gleb does not go anywhere. He cannot. Even in infancy, he experienced a traumatic brain injury and its consequences, cerebral edema, and also has pulmonary fibrosis, a severe pathology of the respiratory organs, in which the function of filling the lungs with oxygen is impaired. The mother of the kids, the granddaughter of Tatiana Tikhonovna Nastya, was deprived of parental rights 3 years ago, and now, says her grandmother, she equips her personal life somewhere near Pinsk. Kira and Gleb should have been given to the orphanage, but Tatiana Tikhonovna did not. I could not. Saved. Gleb, after all, this is not our birth. Everything happened after 24 days. The child received a severe head injury. What exactly happened that night? No one knows. And she won't know. Tatiana sighs. Then the granddaughter told everyone that the eldest daughter hit the baby, but Kira was only a year and a half. I do not believe in it. That fateful evening, Tatiana Tikhonovna remembers by the minute how she flew home to Nastya when she finally decided on the phone to tell her that something was wrong with her child as she was driving an ambulance. She rubbed her frozen grandson in horror. But what was the injury? Nastya did not say. He was like a piece of wood. The doctor said that we won't even take him to the hospital, but we drove. Tatiana smiles through tears. After long examinations and CT, the baby was given a disappointing diagnosis, a head injury, fraction of the cranial vault on both sides. The most offensive is that if Nastya had informed about the injury earlier, Gleb would have been immediately operated on, and the consequences might not have been so catastrophic. So the neurosurgeon told me. Now Tatiana is no longer able to restrain her emotions. Immediately after resuscitation, she was not a granddaughter, but she went to the hospital with her great-grandson. But since then, they have not parted. There were periods when Gleb's mother suddenly returned, but nothing good came of it. 6 months later, Nastya allegedly corrected herself, and the children were returned to her, but she again nearly killed her son. Tatiana sighs and explains. He had to be fed with a spoon. But this took a long time because such children did not eat well, so she fed from a syringe. I didn't follow where the food got, and she not only got into the stomach, but also into the lungs. Suppuration began, lung rupture occurred, and the child earned fibrosis. Then again, there were long months of hospitals. Gleb didn't eat, lost weight, and cried all the time. And Nastya, in order to not hear her son, covered his face with a pillow at night, says the grandmother. Mums of other children in the ward noticed this, made a fuss, the hospital administration said. Then Tatiana Tikhonovna was treated with Gleb in the hospital. After discharge, the guardianship took the children from the non-alcoholic mother. The kids were planned to take out in an orphanage. Great-grandmother did not give. Everyone persuaded me to refuse, and only one doctor told the truth. What will happen to Gleb if he gets into an orphanage? He explained that children like Gleb did not crawl out of hospitals. Yes, they will treat him there, but he must not lie. He must sit. He must be carried on his hands, taken care of. Otherwise, the lungs will rot. I realized that in the system, he would just lie and rot. Since then, every day Tatiana begins approximately the same. At 6:30, rise. At 7, a woman wakes up children. Gleb, inhalations. Kira, breakfast. Then a run to the kindergarten. Returns, again, inhalations. Breakfast is all ready for Gleb. Street. The baby needs fresh air. However, she should be more careful with walking. The boy has weak immunity, not a single vaccination. Any sore can cling. But Gleb cannot be ill. The doctors warned that in his condition at a temperature of 37.5 and above, convulsions may appear. The result from such grandmother's love and care is obvious. Gleb is progressing. Perhaps this is invisible to the neighbors, but Tatiana learned to quietly rejoice at every success of her great-grandson. The physiotherapist asked me a year ago, "What do you want from Gleb?" Then I wanted to put the child on its feet. But we have already been to Borovlani 3 times. Of course, there is a result from these trips, but from there, Gleb returns another. Previously, he didn't even raise his hands, but now he waves, and his facial expressions are already at his place, and his eyes can concentrate a little, and he smiles at people. And recently he began to chat, "Mama, mama." But I realized that, no matter how much I wanted to, he could not get up and go. So now I have other goals, to adapt Gleb to life, so that he can at least do something on his own, so that the pens work, so that he can communicate not only with me, so that he and other people can communicate. To the question of how she has the strength, Tatiana Tikhonovna answers with the question, what to do? I can cry and relax when he feels good, but when he feels bad, some kind of spring tightens inside me, and then, as if someone tells me what I should do, and I just do it all. Recently, the dormitory administration has gone forward. Gleb is growing, Tatiana is not getting younger. It is more and more difficult for her to lower the stroller from the 2nd floor. And she allocated a room on the 1st for her grandmother and children. At first, the woman was delighted. And then she was scared. In the new dwelling, bare walls. Where to get so much money for repairs? It seems that the family's budget is not bad, with its northern pension, guardianship, allowance for the care of Gleb, and a small amount of help from the Let's Help the Children Together association. Almost 1.5 thousand a month comes out. But here, Tatiana Tikhonovna was not abandoned. The woman says the whole team of caring people pulled themselves up to fight against the bare walls. At first, the psychologist of the palliative office of the GODKB, Alina Gary, came in, and then some other kind people. Grandmother Tatiana did not even know their names. Someone brought bags of putty. Someone promised to paste the wallpaper, and now Tatiana Tikhonovna dreams that it will be possible to celebrate a housewarming by the new year. In the meantime, you need to run upstairs. Gleb is about to wake up, and she needs to do something again in order to enjoy every success of her kids.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.